All right, Lane, I know this is what you guys have worked for a long time. What does this moment feel like?
I mean, it's indescribable, man. I mean, the amount of work that we put in to get here is, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, coming up short the past 2 years, we definitely had a little grudge on our shoulder. I mean, but I mean, it's amazing, man. It's amazing knowing that you finished your senior season undefeated as a state champion.
How driven were you guys coming into this? You mentioned the shortcomings the last couple of years. I know you guys had some really, really good baseball teams come up short as well. What did that do for motivation coming into today?
I mean, just being so close but never getting there, I mean, it just takes a toll on you. I mean, so in the off season, when Ed just pushed you to work harder, and when the season came along, we were all business and we knew what we had to do.
Speak to your day. They really sold out on the run early on, and they were kind of able to keep you at bay. What were you seeing that they were doing?
I mean, they were just flying to the ball. I mean, they were keying on me. They were just getting through holes, and fortunately, when they do that, we got another stud, Cade Tickner, that can run the ball the other way, and we can also pass the ball. I mean, Sam Foreman was making plays all over the place. I mean, that's what's awesome about our team. If they shut me down, we got people that can do just as good as me.
Yeah, talk about the passing game. It really opened up in the first half. What were you seeing?
I mean, there's a lot of open people. I mean, there's people getting in the backfield, but I just had to step up and make plays. There's a couple of mistakes that we made, but it was all about handling adversity, and I think in the second half we did an amazing job of that, and that's when we started pulling away.
What does a win like this to win a state title say about you guys? You'd been dominant all year pretty much. You had to scratch, you had to claw today to come out on top.
I mean, there was a lot of people doubting us. I know there's a lot of talk going on saying that we didn't play anyone, even though we had two district teams here. I mean, we knew we were the better team, and we knew we were going to come in and do our thing, and just shows all those doubters what we can do.
Slow start. You guys were down 2 scores, had some uncharacteristic turnovers. What was kind of the vibe early on?
We just had to keep our heads on. I mean, we were getting too frustrated with ourselves, and it was kind of translating over to the defensive side, but once we started keeping our cool and making plays, everything was fine.
When you look back on this year, I mean, it was a record-breaking year, and I'm sure that's nice, but to end it with a state championship, what does that mean?
I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. It's so incredibly unbelievable, and especially to do it under the coaching staff makes it even more special. I mean, it's truly awesome, man, playing for all these guys, and I'm really going to miss it, but, I mean, going out as a state champion is awesome.
Cade, this is where everybody wants to be to end the year. What are the thoughts right now?
You know, it's amazing for our community, obviously. First ever state championship. It's huge for us as a senior class and for our entire team, obviously. You know, I thought we did a great job as a team today, executing on all assets of the game. You know, it's just an amazing feeling.
They keyed in on Lane, and rightfully so, and that kind of opens up some opportunities for you. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. You know, that first run I had, obviously it was pretty wide open, but just knowing that they're going to key in on Lane and being able to come back and give them somebody else to look at is pretty huge for us.
You guys didn't take a lead until I think like a minute left in the third quarter. You were down 15 at one point. You were down 2 scores for a lot of the first half and going to the second half, but you guys never quit. What does that say about your team?
Obviously, we're a very resilient team. You know, a couple weeks ago against Fremont Mills, we were down 2, and we just have to know that we're capable of coming back and we're capable of making some big plays. And, you know, I thought we did a great job of, even though we had a couple miscues, we had a couple turnovers, penalties, we just had to come back and get it done.
Defensively, I know you guys gave up some big plays, but also you made big plays when you needed to. Speak to what the D was able to do today.
You know, obviously they beat us over the top a couple times, but hats off to them. They have some great receivers. You know, 24, that tight end was just great. Could catch the ball, he could run with it. They were all hard to bring down. They were a hard tackle, so I thought just trying to contain them more. Obviously they beat us over the top, but, you know, just trying to limit those plays was huge for us.
I know you guys have suffered a lot of heartbreakers in football and then baseball as well. To be on the other side of it, what does that mean?
You know, it's huge. Obviously, we've said this a million times now. We're sick and tired of being second place, and just coming out with a win today is an amazing feeling.
Yeah, and I believe it's the first state championship. I mean, I'm program history, but for the school as well. What does that mean?
Oh, it's huge. You know, when Coach Bauer came in, he talked about restating the culture and rebuilding the culture for us, and I thought that was just huge of, you know, let's start a championship culture here at KAM.
When you look back on this year, what are you going to remember, aside from obviously the state championship?
You know, just playing with all these guys, Coach Bauer, playing for my brother, you know, Coach Kaufman, Coach Eden, Coach Simmons. It's an amazing feeling, you know, playing with all these guys. Something I'm never going to forget. You know, I'm sure years come we'll be looking back on it with each other.
All right, Coach, when the season starts, this is where everybody wants to be. Only 7 teams get to be here, and you guys are one of them. Just what are the emotions right now?
The words are indescribable. We have no more games left, you know, and just to be on top of this class and just be on top of the state of Iowa is just absolutely fantastic. And to play against a fantastic football team in Easton Valley was the icing on the cake. You know, we had a hard road to go, and these guys were awesome. You know, you got to go through Fremont Mills that played for the state title last year, Newell Fonda that's a perennial power, Audubon that we always have battles with, and then these guys are awesome. So.
I guess, you know, the lazy answer to this question would be that you'd want to win by 60-0 or whatever, but to win a state title the way you guys did, where you had to fight, you know, every step of the way and overcome adversity, what does that mean?
It means the world, because you have to overcome adversity. Life doesn't come easy to you. And when I told the kids, you know, success is never, ever guaranteed, it's not. You've got to work for it. And they had to work for their success tonight. And that's a blessing, and so they're true champions today.
They really keyed in on Lane, which I'm sure a lot of teams have tried to do all year, but they succeeded at doing it, at least for the first half. Speak to kind of the chess match that then had to go on for you guys to make adjustments and find other ways.
Well, they cause you so much confusion up front, you know, because they got some athletes in the back that read so well regarding your counterplay and things like that, and they get off blocks so well. They just did a remarkable job, you know, and so when we were motion, they were shifting a little bit. So when they shift, then our eyes start to get a little bit complacent. We just had to have better eye discipline in the interior. We had to make sure that we started to chip away, because I think so many times this year we've had so much as a big play. In state championship games, you can't just rely on the big play. You got to chip away, see what they're doing, counteract that. They'll counter back. You know, it was 2 good teams going at it.
There were a lot of really big plays from both sides today. Too many to count off the top of my head. But, you know, when you look back on this game, maybe when you get a chance to rewatch it or something, what are going to be some of the things that stick out to you?
Well, one is the turnovers in the first half, not being able to score, you know, inside the 5-yard line twice, I think, there in the first half, and just some of the missed opportunities as you go through it, you know. But one of the things is those happen in ball games because they're really good at what they do. Well, for us not to capitalize it, then we get a little frustrated. And then to overcome that frustration and to really keep battling and not quitting, hats off to our kids.
Yeah, you guys were down 2 scores for most of the first half, and they score early in the second half to get it back up to a 2-score game. What was the message to your team? Obviously, you guys didn't quit.
Just stay the course and trust the process. That's all it was. You know, believe what you can do, believe and make it happen. You know, when I told the kids to come out, I said, you know what? Don't worry about making history, be the history. And they are the history today.
This is a senior class that has been building towards this moment for years. You know, I know they've had some tough breaks in football and baseball, but what does it mean for you to help guide them to this moment that they'll never forget?
Well, it's just not me. It's a community effort. And one of the things with these guys is, you know, to get beat in the sub-state finals for baseball, you know, to do this. And, you know, the coaches that are before me, the coaches that will be after me, we are finally state championships at KM, and that's, nobody can take that away from us, Trevor, and that's unbelievable for us, you know. And for us to get that monkey off of our back, you know, now they can just play free, get going a little bit, and hopefully it breeds success for other programs to come.
Yeah, first title, team title in school history in any sport, let alone football. I'm sure, you know, being a native of that area, that's got to be something that means a lot to you as well.
Well, I just the emotion. You know, you guys understand I'm a kind of sappy guy. I'm an emotional guy. But just to bring this back and for our fan base, for our school, it's special. There's no words.
What were the emotions in a roller coaster fourth quarter where it was, body blow, and then you guys had to try to ice it?
Well, I like that. I'll be honest with you. I like that part because then it's the chess match coming through. One of the things that we were trying to do was, even though we gave up the big play there, with about 2 minutes left or whatever, and then we missed snap there, I think, Jiminy Christmas, we're making it harder on ourselves than what it really had to be, but just to come back and being resilient and stopping them on defense was awesome.
Yeah, I know the defense gave up some big plays, which a lot of teams have to them this year, but when you guys needed stops, you made them. Speak to that.
I think it was just the kids that made sure that they understood their eye discipline. They understood what their leverage was a little bit. I thought we held in check as far as their run game. It was just the pass game because they have got some great athletes. I mean, the Felke kid is really, really good. He's got great hands. Carson Foot, again, you name it. Their quarterback, 71% completion rate. Holy cow. We just have to overcome that. And so when you play at this level, you've just got to make some plays. So hats off to what our guys did, and we're just happy to bring a championship home.
Yeah, and I'm sure when you look back on the season, obviously the championship is going to be one of the big things, but what else are you going to remember about this ride and this team?
The competitiveness, the competitive nature that they are. You could see that today. The relationships that we have with each other. I think that's probably going to be the most beneficial to me for this year.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, Trevor. Thanks for